are you doing today? Okay. I hope by the time you leave this appointment, you feel even just the littlest bit better. So, my name is Dr. Calliope, and I'm going to be performing your orbital examination. Is there any particular reason why you wanted to do this examination today? Okay. I'm just going to ask you a few questions, a little bit about yourself, of course, and any medical history that I need to take into account. Would you mind just confirming your name and date of birth? Very good. And is that your preferred name? And how do you like to be addressed? Okay. Wonderful. Thank you. So I'd like to ask you a little bit about your eyes. Have you recently had any difficulty with any eye pain or vision loss, any eye fatigue, any redness, irritation, itchiness, anything ringing a bell at all? No? Okay, and no trouble with vision change, not even double vision or anything like that? Okay, so let me just note that down. Very good, okay. And any other health conditions, whether they are acute or chronic? There's quite a few different diseases that can affect our whole body, including our eyes. So I like to ask, any family history of any eye disease at all? Okay. Very good. Any family history of any chronic health conditions like heart disease, diabetes, cancer, those sort of things? Very good. And are you taking any medications at all? Okay. And do you normally wear glasses or contact lenses? Okay. Very good. All right. So I'm just going to set this down. So the orbital exam is a bit of a misnomer for the layperson. So the area around your eye, this is called your orbit. So that bony ridge around your eyes is your orbit. Now, I'm going to be taking a look at the structures themselves as well as the muscles around the orbit. I'm also going to be testing your eyes. So it's essentially an eye exam with a few more steps, a few more tests, okay? And should I find any need for us to look into something like glasses or contacts, then we have a couple of extra things we can do. That sound okay to you? Okay. So from this point onwards, I am going to need to be touching you. Is that okay with you? Do I have your permission to do that? Wonderful. Okay. So I'm going to start by grabbing a pair of gloves. I want to work around the orbit. And anytime we're near the eyes, we want to doubly make sure that we are being extraordinarily hygienic. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to be getting a little bit closer, and I'm just going to be palpating the orbit, okay? Come in real close, right? I know this is a bit close for comfort. Okay. Just want to feel around here. Just palpating the bony contours. Do let me know if you have any pain or tenderness, okay? Just feeling around here. If we did need to talk about glasses or contact lenses, do you have a preference? Okay, more so glasses. That's no problem at all. Okay, I'm going to feel a little bit around your eyebrows here. They look intact. You've got the whole eyebrow. Not seeing any signs of the loss of the outer third there, which sometimes we can see with issues with one of your cranial nerves, oddly enough. Okay, now I'm going to be just feeling around your temporalis and your masseter muscles, okay? Just while I'm here, I like to just check on the health of the major muscles around your face. Masseter muscle here. Okay, I'm gonna have you clench your jaw for me. Okay, clench and hold. Release. Clench. Release. Clench and release. Okay, and I'm just gonna palpate your temporalis here. Clench your jaw and release. Clench, release, clench, and release. Okay, very good. Any pain or difficulty with that? No? Okay, very good. So, I'm going to look at your eyes, okay? So, I'm going to be pulling them up, and I want you to look down for me, okay? I'm just going to come in and I'm just going to pull up, and I want you to look down. Just look down for me while I look at the conjunctiva of the eyes. Okay, you can blink a couple of times. And now I'm going to pull downwards. I want you to look up. Okay, pulling down, look up. Okay, very good, nice and pink, 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 pink. Very good, okay. I'm gonna have you clench your eyes real tight, okay? I'm gonna try to open them. I want you to resist me, okay? So, close your eyes tight, and I'm gonna try to open. Okay, very good. That's great. So, you can blink a couple of times, okay? So, I'm not seeing any issues with your hair distribution, eyebrows and eyelashes. And the muscle tone looks good. Doesn't seem to be any sign of any wasting or any issue with the muscle. Okay, and your sclera looked pretty clear, and just from looking at you here, there doesn't seem to be any odd movements, no twitching, no drooping. Okay. now we're going to do a test to measure your visual acuity. And I imagine you're quite familiar with this test. So I have a chart behind me. That is what is known as a Snellen chart. And the Snellen chart measures your visual acuity, or how well you can see. Okay? So I'm going to just rearrange myself a bit. Okay? And we're just going to be going through the chart as best as you can. Okay? Alright, so we're just gonna give that a moment. And here we go. Can you read this letter for me? And here. Here. Good. Here. Good. Good. Let's do this one backwards. Good. Good. Here. 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 Good. And let's jump to right here. You see this line right here? Okay. Just read that as best as you can backwards. Good. 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 There. Good. Let's jump one more. I know it's a little difficult here, but can you read this bottom line? Okay. Little hard to see. Is it because of the book, or is it because it's a little blurry? Okay, no problem. So I'm going to have you cover your left eye for me. All right? So cover your eye, and I'm going to have you read off some of these letters with just one eye. Okay? So let's start right here. You read that for me? Good. Good. Okay. And what about right here? Can you read this one? Good. 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 Okay. Can you switch eyes for me? Yep. Just the right. Cover your right eye, so only your left is seeing. Okay. Can you read this line? Good. 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 Very good. Okay. And can you read this line? Good. 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 Okay. So that seems to be about where we're at, okay? You can go ahead and put your hand down. Okay, very good. So we're just going to, real quick, there. See me better? Okay, very good. Let's go ahead and do a little test real quick. And I'm going to measure your eyes a little bit. So this little contraption here looks a little strange, yeah? But on my side, there is a little ruler here. And this gives me the measurements of your pupils here. And I'll line this up to your nose. And that way, when we start discussing glasses, then we have your correct measurements to make sure that those glasses fit you correctly. For example, if we had to if we had to add what's known as prism to the lenses, it's right in the center of the glasses. It's not the entire lens. So we need to make sure that that prism would line up right with your pupils, okay? All right, so I'm just going to have you hold still for me, and I'm just going to come in here, and we're just going to measure your eyes, okay? Get real close here. Okay. Oh, it's getting a little sticky in the office, huh? It's quite humid. Okay. So let's see. I'm just gonna go ahead and tighten that up. Okay, how's that? Right, I think I want to just adjust it just a bit more. I'm gonna line this up with your nose and line these up with your eyes. Okay. Alright, how is that? Okay, very good. Let me go ahead and note this one down. Okay, wonderful. All right, one of the easiest tests we'll have. Okay, so now we're going to bring in the pen light. All right, so I have a little light here, and we're going to be doing a couple different tests. And the first one is called the direct consensual response test. I'll be putting my hand up between your eyes, and I'll be bringing my light in, and I'll look at how the eye reacts that's being shined into, and I'll also look at the eye that's not being shined into. Your eyes work in tandem normally, so when I shine a light into your eye, that eye should change, right, to accommodate the light, but your other eye should do the same thing. So we have the direct response with the light being shined into your eye, and the consensual response where your other eye matches the other one. Okay? Alright, so I'm just going to put up my hand in between your eyes, and I'm going to bring my light in. I want you to just look straight ahead. Look at the direct, direct response, and consensual, consensual, consensual. Okay. Other side. Direct. 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 Consensual. 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 Very good. Now we're going to do a test called the swinging light test. It's another real easy one for you. And what I'm going to be looking for is an afferent defect in your eyes, okay? So I want you to just look straight ahead for me. And I'm just going to bring the light into one eye. Okay? And then swing it to the other side. Swinging light test. Swing to the side. Swing to the other side. Swing to the side. Swing to the other side. Very good. Now we're going to test something called your accommodation reflex, okay? I want you to look at the E right on the chart there, okay? And then can you look at my light here? I want you to follow this light with only your eyes without moving your head. We're going to go back and in and out, in, out, in, out. Very good. And can you look at the corner of the painting over here? And then look at this light. Okay, we're going to do the same thing. Let's go back. Okay, and we'll go in and out, in and out, in and out. Very good. You just take a couple of notes. Now I'm going to test your visual fields. So the way we will do that, I'm going to sit back a little bit, okay? I want you to cover your left eye. That would be this side. And I'm going to cover the same side here. So we both have this side blocked off, okay? And I'm just going to be bringing my fingers in, wiggle them in, and I just want you to tell me when you see them come into your field of vision, okay? That's all. Okay, so just tell me yes when you see the fingers. Yes? 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 Good. 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 Okay. And flip to the other side. Okay. Just going to bring my fingers in. You just tell me when you see them. Good. 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 Very good. Okay. That looks great. You can put your hand down. You don't have to keep it there. Okay, so we're going to do a little test called Follow the Light. And this is going to test your ocular motility. We're going to make sure that your eyes can move in all 6 cardinal directions of gaze, that there's no delay or skipping in the eye's gaze, okay? So I'm going to have our pen light again, and I want you to follow this light using only your eyes without moving your head, okay? Just follow the light as best as you can. Follow the light. Very good, just like that. Just keep following the light. Very good. We're going to move side, up, down, side, side, up, down. Good. To center. Let's go up, down, third leg. Very good. Side, side. Okay. Diagonally up, diagonally down. Keep following the light. Diagonally down, diagonally up, diagonally up, diagonally down, diagonally down, diagonally up. Very good. That looks great. One last thing is we are going to do what's known as a fundoscopy. And a fundoscopy involves this tool, which is known as an ophthalmoscope. Okay? So the ophthalmoscope allows me to see behind the eye. It allows me to check on the blood vessels and the optic disc and assess the health of the inside of the eye. Okay, so I'm going to be putting this up to my eye, and I will be putting my hand on top of your head to steady myself. I'll come in and look around at your eye. Okay? Alright, so I just need you to be very still for me. I'm going to flip on the light here. There we go. Okay, I'm just going to pop my hand on top of your head. Alright, so just going to look for what's known as the red light reflex. Okay, I'm going to come in real close and look at the health of the eye. Very good. Okay. So your blood vessels look great. Your optic nerves looking good. Not seeing any problems there. Okay, I'm going to back up. And I'm going to switch. Okay. I'm going to pop my hand on top of your head. And I'm going to look for the red light reflex, and then come in real close so that I can look behind the eye. Okay, very good. Alright, just looking around at the eye. Okay, excellent, and back. Okay, so that looked good. I'm not seeing any problems with the area behind the eyes. So now comes the fun part, okay? I am going to be looking at some lenses with you. So it looks like when we did the Snellen chart, you're at about 20/30, which is almost the eyesight that we need, but we want to bump it up a little bit. But it'll be pretty low powered. Okay, so I have a few different lenses here, and this is what they look like. Okay, and you might know them from the old 1 or 2 tests that eye doctors do, right? They go 1 or 2. That one, right? That's what we're going to be doing. So I am going to be standing right beside you, and I'm going to have you look at the chart, and you just tell me what looks best to you, okay? So I'm going to bring my lenses over here. Okay, very good. And I I'm going to get up and I'm going to come to your side right over here. Okay? Okay, how are we doing? Doing okay there? Good. So, just going to look at my lenses real quick. Make sure they're in the correct order. Very good. Okay. So with our lenses, we're going to start with looking at the chart with or without. Okay? Looking at with or without. I want you to just go ahead and look at line number 5 when we do this. So, to put this in front of your eye, does it look better with the lens or without? With or without? With or without? How is that? Does it look a little better? It's magnified a bit? Or without? With or without? How is that? Okay, so now we're going to do 1 or 2. Okay? 1 or 2. And I just want you to tell me what looks best to you. Alright? We have 1 or 2. What looks best to you? 1 or 2. 1 or 2. Okay, very good. With or without? With or without? Which one looks better to you? With or without? Okay. 1 or 2. Okay, line number 5. 1 or 2. Which one looks better? 1 or 2. Okay, let's go up a bit. How about this one? Okay. We have 1 or 2. 1 or 2. Which one looks better to you? 1 or 2. 1 or 2. Okay, very good. And what about this one? 1 or 2. 1 or 2. How's that looking? Okay, not so much. Alright, let's go back. One or 2. 1 or 2. Okay. Alright, that looks great. so let's do that for your other eye then. Alright, so we're going to do with or without, okay? And go ahead and just keep looking at line number 5. There we go. With or without? With or without? With or without? How are we doing? With or without? Okay, let's do 1 or 2. 1 or 2. 1 or 2. 1 or 2. Okay, let's do with or without? With or without? With or without? Okay, 1 or 2. 1 or 2. 1 or 2. Okay. Right. Let's go ahead and do 1 or 2. 1 or 2. 1 or 2. Right? Okay. 1 or 2. 1 or 2. Okay, not so much. What if we go back here? 1 or 2. 1 or 2. 1 or 2. Okay. So that's looking like the best one on both eyes, right? Yeah, I think so. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and sit back down here. There we go. Welcome back. So let me grab my lenses here. Very good. So, prescription would be the same in both eyes, which is good. So what we can do from here is I can send you over to my person who can guide you through some different frames. We can pick out some frames for you. These will have the same prescription in each lens. It's nothing too crazy. It'll just do something to sharpen up things for you, okay? And it takes about 2 weeks for our manufacturer to get our glasses back, and then you can pick them up, okay? All right. You have any questions for me at all? No? All right. Very good. So we're just going to do the glasses there. If in the future you wish to do contacts, we can definitely make that happen. We won't have too much of a problem with that, okay? All right. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off here. Okay, very good. So, thank you so much for coming to me for your orbital examination. I hope that this was a pleasurable experience.